Installing the Warne X-SKEL mount Gen 2 extended cantilever scope mount on my custom build 24-inch AR. Stay tuned. Alright everybody, this is my custom built AR. Built it from the ground up. It's a 24-inch barrel. Got it from Midway. It's one of their house brand, basically. 24-inch stainless steel, target crown, heavy barrel, rifle length, 15-inch handguard, UTG bipod. Got a Vortex Crossfire 2 4-16 by 50 scope on it. Some Strike Industries gear on here. I have the magazine release, either Strike Industry takedown pins, their cover, and their forward assist here. And then I have a Viper ambidextrous charging handle on there. Magpul PRS stock. Problem is that I mounted this up with some Warne steel high base rings, and I'm not getting the scope far enough forward to get some good eye relief. So I picked this up from Cabela's the other day. It's a Warne Tactical X-SKEL mount, skeletonized on the bottom here, on the top. Extended cantilever design, lightweight, ideal AR height, Gen 2, MSR scope mounting system, made in the USA. I really like these rings. It's unfortunate they didn't fit this scope, but what I'll probably end up doing is these rings, I'll go ahead and use them on my Savage Model 10 FLCP. So what we're going to do is just mount this up today and see if we can get it any better. It'll just be a quick install video, and we'll do a range test on it as soon as I get out to the range. Once again, Colorado weather is upon us, and supposed to be snowing this weekend. We're going to try to go to the range this weekend, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's supposed to 3 to 4 inches of snow on Friday, I think, into Saturday. So anyway, we'll get this installed up. Very nice piece, high quality. Warne has always been an awesome product. Really liked everything that I've ever gotten from those guys. I have their rings on a couple different things, and this is no change. These are 30 millimeter for the 30 millimeter tube with a scope here, but yeah, it's really nice. See the skeletonized right there, and on the bottom here you can see my finger through there on both sides. They call this a tactical nut on here, but I'm going to torque these down to the recommended 65 inch-pounds, and it's pretty much going to stay there. I'm not planning on removing this scope, so they recommend 65 inch-pounds. We'll torque it to 65 inch-pounds, and it's going to stay there. But yeah, that should look pretty good on there, I think, and it'll give us a little more room to push that scope forward just a little bit. All right, let's get into it. Warne uses Torx on all of their stuff, so I have the Torx bit that properly fits that. We'll just loosen these up all a little bit here. These rings on here are super solid. They just, like I said, wouldn't give me the ability to move the scope far enough forward to get the proper eye relief. So let's loosen all these up here a little bit here. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and put the Warne base. These nuts on here are really kind of nice. They're captured, so once you get them out to a certain point, they pretty much stop, and you can't unscrew them anymore. So you don't definitely won't ever lose them. We'll go ahead and stick this guy on here. And you can see already how much more. Oh, maybe my hand's right in the way. How much further forward the ring goes just by mounting it up just a little bit further. That might even be a little too far, so maybe we'll just bring that back one rung here. Let's see here. We'll try that and see how that works. But again, this is just like a mounting video. I'll do all the final adjustments off camera and get it all set up. But I just wanted to see you guys to see this thing installed on here. We'll just get those finger tight for now, and then we'll have to loosen the caps here. 4 Torx screws holding each ring together here. See, there's plenty of threads holding these screws in. You have to worry about them stripping by any means. You can see how deep the threads are out from the bottom of the cap. I mean, that's almost 3/4 of an inch of threads on there. Pretty nice. So, and I'll leave them on the bench here in the position that they came off the base, so they go back in the same spot they came off of. I don't know if that really matters or not, but we'll just do it that way to be on the safe side. We'll be using my fat wrench by Wheeler to torque all these down. Good thing to note is that you never use your torque wrench to loosen screws or bolts, whether you're on a car or anything else using a torque wrench. They're not designed to go backwards. So you just only go one direction tightening on a torque wrench, so always have like a different type of driver. Sorry, I'm working a little bit off camera here, but I'm just trying to get these rings. Let's see here, I don't know if I can. There you go, you can see that kind of. But I'm just taking the driver here and I'm removing these screws so you can get these. These are kind of a split style base. They split in half more or less to vertically, so you can, that's how you get the scope in between them there. And that's their recoil block design there that locks into the Picatinny rail. There we go. All right. And it definitely gives us a little more forward spacing there. Let's see here. So this will give me, you know, basically from about this position here all the way back to about there. So that's a lot of movement that this set of rings is going to give me here. So we'll just go ahead and throw the caps back on. There we go. Move my bit over to my Wheeler fat wrench here. We'll set it for 25 inch-pounds. And then in a star pattern, we will slowly back and forth here, tighten these screws down a little bit so we apply even torque to each one. You can see how many threads that are actually making contact here, which is great. Plenty of bite there. Not having to worry about stripping out any screws. Okay, now we're starting to get a little bit of tight, a little bit of torque here. So I'll get each one down to where they're grabbing just a little bit here. Alright, and then we'll move to the rear ones and do the same thing. Try to keep my hands out of your way here. Alright, so I get a little bit of torque on that one. 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 Alright, so we'll go back to the front here. And we're just going to wait for an audible click. Right there. There you go. That's those four, all torqued. Alright, so that's all those torqued in. That's nice and solid, looks good. And then these ended up being a 1/2 inch, so I've got a little adapter here that'll fit right into the torque wrench here. And the way you adjust this torque wrench is you pull out the bottom and you turn it so the gauge travels up. 65 inch-pounds will pretty much max this thing out. You can feel it getting tighter in there. That's about 60. and about 65. And we'll just kind of go back and forth on these so we get those. Actually, what we need to do is we need to push forward. See that? See what'll happen is under recoil, and you have it back like that, it can move the scope forward and mess everything you've done up. So when you're installing a scope, push forward on your rings, and that will put it against the recoil lug and will prevent it from moving around while you're under fire. So we'll just go back and forth on these guys. They're a 1/2 inch nut. And yeah. There you go. I mean, I didn't really adjust it for cant or anything like that. You know, vertical. Make sure it's perfectly vertical in there. It was just kind of show you what these guys, what this guy will look like on the rifle here, and give you a nice side view here, and how to install it. But yeah, a beautiful piece. Really makes a nice addition here. You can see the old rings on the bench there. This is a sweet shooter. I just need to get the eye relief just right so I can get some good, nice tight groups on it. It does shoot very well. Anyway, there you have it. That's the Warne X-SKEL mount, Gen 2 for the AR-15 full custom build that I have, 24-inch barrel. Thanks for checking in. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Comments if you got any, please. And we'll talk soon. This is Fred with Bravo 1 X-Ray. Have a great week.